Good morning, everyone. Got quiet. Welcome back. It's the start of the season, the start of our 2026 special events year. It's nice to see you all. It's been a while. Um, we'll start the February 25th meeting of the special events team. Just a reminder for folks that are in the room and anybody who might be watching or listening in. Sometimes George Prentice listens in and then pulls audio from us. So if you're listening, George, good morning. Reminder, this is just an administrative function by the City of Boise. We pull together all of the organizations and agencies around the valley that make our community events run well, be safe, partner with event organizers, and let us call Boise this cool home that we have where we get to do neat stuff. We've got 3 events today and classics, each and every one of them. So we'll get started shortly after a round of introductions. I don't think we have anybody online today. My name's Maria Wegg with the Office of Community Engagement at the City of Boise, and we'll start with ACHD.
Hi, everybody. Tanya Motisi, Ada County Highway District.
Hi, morning. Ed Graves, Boise Public Works.
Connor McDaniel, Republic Services.
Vince Vergara, City of Boise Parking.
Islam Mursalib, Valley Regional Transit.
Dinko Milkovich, Central District Health.
Connie Ward, City Risk Management.
Abby Berg, Downtown Boise Association.
Joey Eccles, Boise Parks and Rec.
Heather Zeitlin, Accessibility Program.
Jesse Tapper, Boise Fire Prevention.
Cameron Colos, Boise Police Department.
Matt Konvalinka, Boise Police.
Travis Poor, Boise Police.
Rachel Holford, City of Boise Emergency Preparedness. And I think, Leslie, do we have you online? No? Cameo? All right. Everyone's accounted for. Welcome back, Kate, Boise Brewing Tree Fort venue. I can't believe Tree Fort's right around the corner. Holy cow.
I know, right? This year's going by super fast. Can I just pick this up? All right, that's a little bit better. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, so business as usual. We plan to be a venue for all 5 days, the 25th through the 29th. Boise Brewing itself will be open every day, 12 to 10. And then our music start times will vary, but each night will be ending at 10 p.m. We plan to close the street the 24th, the day before, to set up the stage, have our porta potties set up, the extra dumpster delivered, save us a little bit of time on Wednesday. And then we'll have everything cleared out of the street by the evening of the 29th. So if I say midnight or maybe possibly midnight 01 on the 30th. But years past, we've been pretty quick on getting it cleared. After our last meeting earlier this month, we have kind of redone our timeline to the 9:15 last call, 9:30 cutoff for alcohol, and we've kind of alerted MAV Event Services and our staff. Other than that, I am open to questions. It's about the same as the last few years. So
easy peasy. Thank you so much.
Let's hope.
Yes, let's hope. And maybe let's pray for no rain. Tanya.
Kate, you are incredible. I have everything I need from you, including the traffic control plan that we talked about, the PED accommodation. So I appreciate you getting that over to me. I'm just waiting on your CUP from BPD.
Okay.
And but I can follow up with Taylor. And I just have to review your traffic control plan. So
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. I will also put that on my list.
Hey, Kate.
Hello.
Sorry,
Hi.
I just I didn't want to. Yeah, thanks for doing the accepting the reusable cups. Yeah, I appreciate
Yes,
that. Thank you very much. And yeah, so you don't need any, right? Any trash or recycling containers?
We still have those bins from that event we did in September.
Yeah.
We just put them in our shed. So
Okay.
technically we're renting them again, but I don't need to pick them up.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. I was assuming you still had those.
Yes,
So, okay.
yes, we took great care of them.
No, perfect. Great. That's all I've got. Well, thank you.
Hi, Kate.
Shaved.
Yeah.
You look different now.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Great job as always.
Oh.
I know we were working on getting your order through the system and everything, and I couldn't find it this morning. Do you happen to know if you?
I was gonna. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm so sorry if anybody didn't hear me. I was gonna follow up with you. I think last year you said there was a Saturday additional pickup during Tree Fort.
Could have been. We can look at that.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't find it also in any of my emails from last year about it, but maybe we talked about it in person. So I'll just follow up with you and get those additional pickups scheduled. Cool.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Kate.
Hi.
Nothing from us in parking. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good morning. Apologize for being late. Martin Ward from Transit. We've heard nothing from you either for buses, so that's a surprise.
We don't have a bus route near our event, or do we, that we know of, or is there?
We normally run the shuttles. As long as all the roads are open, it's not affecting us at this point. Shreveport. Okay, perfect. Sorry.
Hi, Kate. You emailed everything that we need to our front office, so you guys are good to go as far as Central District Health is concerned. So thank you very much.
Hi, good morning. We have your COI, so we're good to go. Thank you.
Morning, Kate. You have everything in for DBA as well, and it looks good. So you're all set with us. Great.
Morning, Kate. Nothing to add from Boise Parks and Rec. Thank you.
Morning, Kate. Can you just go over really quickly? We talked about how people would access the event if they have a wheelchair.
Yeah, that was additionally what I communicated with the staff and event services was that if we had a special request to open the gate through where the crossing, so the middle of the street where the pedestrian crossing is, to allow access. So then they would have access into the full layout of the street as well, and then access onto the if they would like to access onto the south side of Broad Street.
Okay.
Into
and then
the
they can
facility.
get into the building. as well.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
So it would just be if they needed assistance with the opening the gate or our fencing from
Okay,
a
great.
staff or event services. Yeah,
Sounds good.
great.
Hi, Kate. Not a whole lot of questions. Just if you haven't done so already, make sure you get your Boise Fire Special Events permit. And then barricades need to all be easily movable like they always are. And then just be cognizant of the fire department connection on the corner of Boise Brewing there.
Yeah, leave that out of our fencing, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is allow an access lane all the way to the stage on the other side of the barricade.
Can you clarify a little bit more?
Just on the main street of your footprint, just leave an access lane so if we can move the barricade and then get an apparatus all the way to the stage.
Yeah, besides just our sound production tent, there won't be anything in the street. Yeah.
Yep, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, no questions for me. I've got your permit application. You talked about the timelines. I think is rinse and repeat as far as I'm concerned. So excellent. Thank you.
We'll get you the CUP. As far as staffing goes, we should have that finalized in the next week, I would hope, and we'll get that to you. I don't assume that it'll change much from last year.
Sure. If it's helpful, we do have our schedule where we see like most crowds kind of come when we're an active venue. So I don't know if that would be helpful
It would
for
be helpful.
staffing.
Would you-
Okay.
Would you email that to me? please?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Thank
Great.
you.
Hi, Kate. Wonderful to see you as always. We have everything we need. We'll just wait on the finalizing of the CUP and the staffing agreement, and then we'll get that put together for all of our crews that may be working that day if they have to come down to your footprint. So thank you again for the conversations. We really appreciate the considerations you made.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys for all the time too. Really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks, Kate. Easy peasy.
Great. Awesome.
Look at that. Nailed it.
Love it.
All right. Mike and Eric, welcome up.
Share my phone. You want to sit in the meeting?
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back, you guys.
Good morning. So, yeah. Cool.
All right, here we go. We're here already.
I think they want us to use my phone for those on the camera.
Sorry. We do have our safety and security directors supposedly logging in. Do we have access? Didn't we used to have access to them? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, they should be on the call if they're not. If is there a way to make sure they were let in if they tried? Cool.
All right, let's get started. There we go. The host organization is Treefort LLC. Our main location is in Julie Davis Park. Plus, we'll have about 40 venues throughout downtown Boise. Another major venue for us is on 8th Street between Front and Broad. And we're working with the warehouse on that.
I'll say really quick, there's really no new parts to the layout. The only new venue we're using is actually Realms, which is in the West End. It's probably familiar. It's like Realms Arcade. It's a small place that, other than that, everything footprint wise is very, very, very similar.
Yeah, and we can get you a full list of our venues, obviously, before the event. The beneficiaries and economic impact. You can go to treefortmusicfest.com/impact-report. And it will tell you that according to the Idaho Policy Institute, Treefort generated over $15.8 million in economic impact throughout Boise in 2025, which is pretty cool. It will also tell you that 86% of surveyed attendees reported that they discovered a new local business during Treefort.
That's my favorite one. I like that.
I'm right there with you. And then over the past 3 years, Treefort has contributed through our alcohol sales over $160,000 directly to Parks and Rec. And Treefort is for everyone, for the little ones and not so little ones. There's loads to discover. So it's kind of our ethos that we're about. The event narrative. Treefort Music Fest is a locally based and organized music and arts festival presenting regional and national artists as well as established headlining talent. The event attracts patrons from Boise, the Treasure Valley, the Northwest, Canada, and beyond. Treefort is a multicultural event with various subports that include dance, yoga, food and beverage, film, technology, art, comedy, and many more. This is our main stage venue. We're still kind of up in the air because I was told on Monday that there's a possibility that we can use the Rose Garden.
Still working on answers for that, but
Copy
yes.
that. So it's kind of in flux of how that's going to work. As far as the construction at the zoo, I did a walkthrough with them on Monday, and they informed me that their office building and everything will be out of the way. So emergency services can access through there again, which is great. It's very similar to last year's layout. One new thing we are adding this year is a VIP area. It's stage left of the main stage. I don't know if you want to go into.
Yeah, there's nothing much to say. I mean, it's no different than kind of our lookout lounge. It's just an area. I actually think the probably the most notable difference is how we're doing the entrance. Maybe we can talk them through that. The VIP area is really just an area. So
yeah, the entrance, as I said, we have moved everything to the west of Julie Davis Drive, away from BAM. And since as of last night, since you've advertised it, like we're sold out of 5 day passes.
No, we're not
right?
sold out, but we sold out last year during the festival. We're on track to do that again. So we're assuming it's going to be similar attendance last year, probably up a little bit. And one of the things we found last year with the entrance was we've been trying to just use the path in the park as basically the entrance, and it just squeezes it. And so we really want to create more lines so we can kind of more efficiently do bag checks and stuff like that. So thus working with Joey and stuff to work with our neighbors at Boise Art Museum, we've created a lane that goes across the street just so we can widen it and more efficiently move crowds into the park and go through a security protocol. So that's kind of the big change. And because last year that was just a pinch point for lines and stuff. So
Yeah, and another nice addition is our security partners, our security vendors, MAV, have purchased the open gate systems. So we will be using those this year, and they just help crowd speed going through checkpoints, so you don't have to be wanded and do this. Like, it's just amazing. They have, if you've ever been to a show at the Morrison Center, they have them there, and you just walk in, and it's an AI technology. It makes everything just run so much smoother. So very appreciative of MAV to have invested in those.
Real quick on that entrance, with you, with fire, I think it's been discussed with you, but the idea is to have the barricade that's going to be there, like, break away really easily. So if we need to get through, we just stop the line and move people through. So, did you have? I know we'll get to you, but did you have a chance to review that ahead of that? Were you aware of that?
Yeah, generally, but we can talk specifics.
Okay, great, cool.
Our main stage venue statistics, we're partnering with Porta Pros again for our porta potties and our fencing. We'll have upwards of 85 porta potties, plus 7 ADA that are all accessible next to paths. So ADA customers can access the restrooms if they need to. We'll have over 22 wash stations, over 20,000 square feet of porta floor, so we can protect the grounds. Over 3,000 linear feet of 6-foot fence, 35 tents. Event Rent provides our infrastructure for us, all of our tenting. Porta Pros, they do fencing, porta potties, and hand wash stations. Our generators are provided by Mountain Valley Power. Valiant does our staging, sound, and lights. And we'll have trash recycling and compost, and we will get into that because they're upping their game this year. It's pretty exciting. This is our traffic control plan for 8th Street. You have it, you're good to go. I still need to pay the fee, but I'll get to it.
Just for reference, if you were to look at the schedule, a tree for this stage we call the Cyclops stage, and it's right in front of the warehouse on 8th Street. We've had it last year there too. So
yeah, it'll be the exact same layout. It's our medical plan. Carrie Cardoni, RN, is to lead the first aid team. She is here in attendance. Apparently she's been speaking with Cameo about how to do this. So this year we'll have one first aid station on site with an auto defibrillator, one centralized and free area, and one backstage of the main stage. We will have an ambulance station in the public free area. All of our EMS services are provided by MAV Injury Care. And then we'll have roaming teams of 2 throughout the park. And Cyclops stage on 8th Street will have a first aid tent with a BLS, and a defibrillator. Our accessibility plan, our ranger station will be in pretty much the same spot, depending on how the Rose Garden goes. It's an info booth of volunteers. They're able to answer questions regarding accessibility. All food and beverage is located on level ground and hardscape. ADA patrons are encouraged to contact the music festival via the website for available accessible parking information. And that's all. We're still waiting to see when the Rose Garden construction starts to put that information out.
Yeah, can I speak to that just real quick?
Yes.
We've been working on alternative ADA entrance. The Rose Garden would be our preference. So if that comes along, we might just use that just for ADA. Also, our safety and security team are working with all the venues throughout our footprint on updating their ADA stuff too. So that we can communicate all that efficiently to the patrons and also advise these venues on where they can improve if we see opportunities for that.
Yes.
So.
We have an ADA platform that is out in front of the main stage for viewing for our ADA customers. And you can go to www.treefortmusicfest.com/accessibility is the web link for all of our ADA needs.
Oh, yes.
This is our Cyclops stage on 8th Street. It's a free for it stage, so you don't have to pay to get in. It's Thursday through Saturday programming. The warehouse will handle all alcohol sales. We'll have a few sponsor tents, an EMS tent, and porta potties. Trash and recycling is coordinated with our green team. And the security vendor this year will be MAV. So they're basically MAV is our sole security vendor this year. But it's literally the exact same as last year. Safety and security. Safety of all involved is paramount to a successful event. We all know that. We have already submitted our preliminary emergency management plan to the city. Obviously, it's still a work in progress, and we will update it. We'll get you a final version once it's finished. Our head of safety operations is Kristen Myers. She can be reached at safety@treefortmusicfest.com, or her phone number is there as well. We are contracted with MAV Event Services for Julie Davis Park and the Cyclops stage, and Derek Shannon is the contact over there. Sustainability. Treefort Music Fest believes in community. We've had a commitment to an environmentally responsible festival for our community, which includes our staff, festival patrons, performers, sponsors, local businesses, Boise City and beyond. We believe great festivals don't have to come at such a high cost to our environment. We strive each year to reduce our waste, reduce our non-renewable energy use, and increase the opportunities for reuse. The Treefort Green Team has 4 operations managers and 5 leads, high-level volunteers to oversee each shift. Our Green Team operations managers, aka the Garbage Gals, are Aaron Riley, Kat Davis, Jenna Duffin, and Mel Meyer. And I know you've worked closely with them, and they're awesome.
Yeah. I will say, I don't know if they shared with you that last year we had success with the compostable cups in addition to our reusable cups, but this year we're going to incentivize the use of the reusable cups. Like the compostable cups are good, but we prefer the reusable. So we're basically giving a discount, like when you go to a coffee shop, if you bring your steel cup. So between those and a hybrid of also serving beverages in cans, which we feel like is still a good move that I think will hopefully continue to meet those goals, right? So yeah.
And these are our sustainability efforts. No single-use plastics for beverages in the entire main stage venue. We have a reusable plate program for our food fort, which will be in the Boise Zoo again this year. We engage with food truck vendors to introduce and educate eco-friendly options. As Eric just mentioned, we're going to offer the reusable steel cup incentive. We'll have more robust compost collection this year, single-use compostable cups in use. Public-facing volunteer monitored sorting of recyclables and compost to ensure clean waste, which is new for us this year. We will have, what do you call it, the compost monster?
Yeah, it's a partnership with a One Stone student who's building this creature to help, communicate to the public the efforts that it takes to sort all of that. So cool.
Yeah, we will provide free water fill stations, and we will use reused and upcycled materials used for decor and construction. Our insurance is by Hub again this year. And I believe you already have that, which is great. Community notifications, got that yesterday or the day before, and we will be on it and send you all those. Supplemental permits, David Roberts is handling the Treefort Music food and beverage stuff. He will manage the catering permits for main stage and Elfport bars at our primary festival site. And then Robert Rourke of the warehouse will manage the catering permits for the Cyclops stage. I've been on him, so let me know if I need to be on him a little more to try and get that stuff figured out. Treefort Music Fest has requested 40+ meters to be hooded during the events. We're working with Vince. Had a good conversation yesterday, so that should be all sorted out. The zoo is still under construction, and Gene gave me a walkthrough on Monday. It's looking fabulous. There's a possibly an opportunity for us to maybe rent his new building for some of our operational stuff during the festival next year, and we're excited about that. But it looks great. But I'm in constant communication with them about fire lanes and making stuff happen, and they seem to be on it. So we should have 2 years ago fire lanes coming straight down, so we won't have to worry about zigzagging in. And then this is our.
And there's a lot of bands.
Yeah, a lot of bands. So I thank you for your time. Questions?
It's too bad nobody gets excited about coming and performing in Boise.
Yeah, right.
I'm just
Swear
wondering.
that we say no to a lot too. It looks like we just say yes to everyone, but I swear.
No, I mean, I have no doubt. I'm just wondering if I'm going to be able to get out of jury duty and like postpone it because it
no.
overlaps with Freeport. But I don't know if they would consider that to be like a valid reason or not. Also, just before I forget one flag, I'm really curious about the One Stone student because
Yeah.
that could be like a cool like social media collab,
Yeah, we
which
should
would
do that.
be super fun.
It's
'cause
really
we're
cool.
constantly trying to
Mhm.
reinforce how to separate, and I'll
Yeah.
do all
Yeah.
that jazz.
Yeah.
But my editorializing is over. Tanya.
Mhm.
Maria, I mean, that it kind of sounds like a work hardship. Just, I mean,
Work.
just, yeah, maybe notate that. Mike, I sent you an email yesterday with some specific questions.
I responded to it.
All right, perfect. Well, once I read your response, I will send you a payment request. Outside of that, I think I have everything I need.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, hey guys, thank you for that. Yeah, I'll just need to get in contact with Mel and the green team. I just want to make sure everyone's 100% accurate on, some new items we were able to add to recycling, and then the compost, of course. I want to make sure, yeah, everyone's aware of what's accepted and what's not. And that's about it though. Thanks a lot.
Hey, guys. I just want to say I got my haircut done just for this. So I'm pretty excited myself. This compost monster, I think that's worth going and checking out all by itself. I'm curious. It sounds like something that could take its own life form and start dancing. But I know I've been working with Mel and we'll continue to do so. She emailed me some follow-up answers on Monday. I haven't had a chance to respond. So that's kind of where we're at. I will say for the compost cups, the feedback I got last year is they were stacked together, which makes sense if you're an event or anyone composting that material. But it makes it difficult because it doesn't decompose. It decomposes, but as like a giant blob.
Yeah.
And so it can't be processed. So
Interesting.
just if you want to pass on a team,
Yep.
don't stack the cups, just throw them in there loose.
Sure. Yep.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Makes sense.
Mike, thanks for talking to me yesterday. We have everything we need set up in parking, so we're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bet.
No questions. Thank you.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys? Thank you for a great presentation. You did email the notification of event and list of vendors, so you're good to go there. Do have just a couple questions for you. Besides Julia Davis Park and Street Eats at Zoo Boise, are there going to be any additional locations where food vendors are selling or serving food to the public?
Not under our purview, not to our knowledge. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Understood.
I mean, not outside normal venue operations that some venues would have, which I assume that's managed separately, but yeah.
Okay.
No, like
Understood.
pop-up things. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mike, you mentioned that there's going to be a reusable plate program and you'll be partnering with Zoo Boise.
They do that for our street eats. And Dave Yoshida manages all that. He manages our street eats, which will be in the zoo, but it's basically just they wash the plates
I think they use the facilities at the zoo.
at the zoo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I anticipated. So
Yeah.
we can confirm that, but it sounds like it won't be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. The first day of the festival, I believe, is Wednesday, the 25th. What time exactly do you guys expect the food trucks to be ready to start operating?
Our main stage venue doesn't open till Thursday, the 26th.
So the festival starts with throughout some of the venues downtown. Boise Brewing does start on that day. That's one of the ones. But yeah, so the food trucks won't be operational till Thursday, the 26th.
Okay.
About what we're main
Gates are at 1:30, so they'll start at
like
at
2.
yeah,
2-ish?
or 1:30. I would just plan on 1:30.
Okay, awesome. And then just last comment, if there's going to be any vendors that are operating a booth, either at Street Eats or at Food Fort, please make sure that they submit their temporary event application. If they can get that in by the end of this week, that'll be fantastic.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Good morning. We have your COI, so you're good to go.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Mike. Morning, Eric. Great presentation. I'm very, very excited to see Treefort come back this year. I know you have your neighborhood notification paperwork for the Psych Ops stage, so I'll get that back from you a couple weeks before the event.
Yes.
Other than that, we're all set with DBA. If you guys are interested in borrowing barricades again, we've acquired a few more of those, so I'll just reach out to you guys about that separately.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Morning, y'all. One of these days, I hope there's no construction going on in Julie
Right.
Davis around Freeport. So thanks for kind of y'all's communication. I know we've kind of been pivoting where the Rose Garden wasn't going to be an option. Now it's looking like there may potentially be an option. So again, I'll get answers for you, but knowing that it is a huge kind of pivot point on the ingress and egress of the venue. So meeting with some of y'all's vendors just to make sure tree clearance is going to be set for y'all before, we start activating those tents. But other than that, no. Thanks for all your communication and looking forward to having y'all activate the park again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joey.
Good morning. I love to see all the great information on the website about accessibility. You guys have added some more this year. It's great to see. I would encourage, once you sort the parking out, to add that, or maybe a map just indicating how people would park and then get to the main gate. But thanks.
I haven't had a chance to go through what you guys have submitted yet thoroughly, but I will. So we'll continue that conversation. I am kind of interested in the VIP tent area.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get your Boise Fire special events permit in, and then we'll need a separate permit for the 8th Street location as well. And then you guys know this access is the biggest thing that we're looking for, the food truck area. And I'm very happy that the construction over by the zoo is no longer. So I think we'll be good. So,
cool.
No, it looks pretty good on initial flush. We'll take a look at it more thoroughly at our safety and security meeting. Thanks.
Good morning. Same for me. I got to go through it a little bit more, but no real questions at this time. Same guidelines, conditions as last year. For the most part, doesn't seem like a ton is changing. Kate mentioned the timelines. So the timelines will be 9:30 for cutoffs for all the outdoor venues across the city. So, or downtown, but no other questions at this time. Thanks.
Cool. Just really quick. One thing that I just want to say it out loud here that because last year, remember, we kept beverages in the ticketed area because we were trialing the liquor thing. Because everything went so smooth, we just figured it's easier to manage just one alcohol perimeter. So that's what we're planning to do for this year. So just there's no note on there because we're just treating it like one. Remember, we created kind of an arbitrary one that was, in the end, I think we felt like was unnecessary. So if you feel
Are you meaning the two separate, like the ticketed, non-ticketed areas? Is that what
correct? Because our legal alcohol perimeter is the whole
right.
So we're just going to treat that like illegal and then not have to make people dump out their drinks if they're coming in.
So there's going to be all alcohol service throughout the entire park.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So
okay.
Yep.
Morning. Yeah, we'll discuss more at the safety and security meeting. And Mike, before you leave, if I could just talk to you real quick about a couple things, just to kind of give us a better idea what we're looking at and be better prepared for that meeting and have some answers for it.
And kind of similar you mentioned with Kate, probably like you should have the staffing agreement soon.
Yes, that's one thing we're talking about.
Got it. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, always
Hello.
great to see both of you.
Yeah.
I appreciate everything you guys have already turned in. I've already checked off quite a bit of stuff. Thanks for getting the drone information in. That's going to be all good to go. We'll just kind of wait on that updated footprint to figure out how we're going to maneuver that. And we just appreciate that however we set that up, we can get through very quickly if we need to. I think for the safety and security, we apologize. It's been a little delayed. We've been waiting on finalizing some stuff on the back end of BPD staffing. So as in their new matrix. So we just wanted to get that cleared up before we met and made sure you guys had everything up front.
Do you have any idea of when that meeting might take place? Because I leave town on the 14th.
I will have it scheduled by next week.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And since you guys have already completed most of the information, it's going to be pretty painless. It'll just be finalizing those details that we talked about.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Thanks, you guys. Great job, as always.
Oh, yeah. Our walkthrough on Thursday.
A Thursday morning. is that when
Of
we-
the festival.
On-
We can
on
plan on
Saturday.
that for about 11 a.m.
Yes, we'll go ahead and flush all that out during the safety and security. We will ask for at the Cyclops, it was a little clunky last
Yep.
year. Nobody kind of knew who was supposed to be in charge
Yep.
of the setup. So we'll get that kind of cleared up. The rest was super easy.
Yep.
That just seemed to be a little bit off.
We cleared that up on our side, so I think it'll be a lot
Okay.
easier too. So yeah,
Perfect.
yeah,
Sounds
cool.
great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
awesome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Next up, Boise Farmers Market. Welcome, Olivia. That also looks like a must-have sweatshirt. So
Thank you. It's custom made. No, I'm all excited about Tree Fort.
it starts making me like hopeful that patio season is right around the corner when we have Tree Fort and the farmers market in the same day.
Yes.
I'm
an
ready for
exciting
it, but
season.
the skiers in the room are not ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, that was not on. All right. I'm here to talk about the Boise Farmers Market. We're back for another season. It runs April through October. On Saturdays, the market runs from 9 to 1 with setup and takedown about 6:30 to 2:30, but we have people coming and shopping from 9 to 1. This year we do have a shift to the market. Our location is moving a little bit. We're going to be right next to the parking lot where we have generally been at 1500 Shoreline Drive. This year we're at 670 South 15th Street. It's going to be taking up those 4 parking lots in that area, as well as closing Spa Street between 15th and 14th Street. And the market is more than just a place that people shop. It really is a great community builder. A lot of people come and just hang out. I see a lot of people hanging out the whole market, and we usually average around 4,000 people or so on a Saturday market day. For the footprint that we are planning to have as of now, is going to be about 116 general booth spaces. We'll have around 9 on-site food booth spaces, and then up to 6 food trucks at maximum. And then we also have 3 weigh stations located around our market as a part of our sustainability emphasis to not have a bunch of trash cans around. We're trying to work on actually organizing the waste streams into compost, recycling, and trash. Our information booth is going to be located on Spa Street, right near that entrance to the Shoreline Drive parking lot. That will likely be the most popular entrance into the market footprint. And the information booth serves as our first aid station, the place where anyone can get any information they need, and the safety space if we have any incidents that are happening. The information booth is kind of our main hub of where staff will come to make a plan. For the road closure, so the market will be closing off Spa Street. We're collaborating with Specialty Construction. Apologies about that typo. We were working with 2. And they will be working with actually implementing the road closure every Saturday. And Tanya and I were talking a little bit yesterday about making sure that they are removing those barriers each Saturday as well. For parking, we will not have the market at that parking lot we were at. However, we do have permission to use that for parking for the coming season. So customers will have plenty of parking, even a little bit more, because where the market was at will now be available for parking. And for accessible parking, there is a row of already implemented accessible parking right along the building there. And then we're going to add in a few more spaces on that furthest row that's going to be right next to that market footprint entrance. For our food, we do have it all on one side of the market footprint. The food trucks are going to be in that parking lot area, ensuring that they have the 10 feet minimum space between them. And then the on-site food are going to be just north of them in that kind of triangle lot. And we kind of like to keep them all right next to each other. And then the waste stations, as I mentioned before, are located throughout the footprint. Our main compost, recycling, and trash bins will be located at the southernmost part. And then we also will have restrooms, again, working with Porta Pros this year, over in that parking lot area. And then the wash stations, of course. We do 4 general restrooms, an accessible restroom, and then 2 wash stations. In terms of performance at the market, we don't have any amplified performances. We will occasionally have people come and do acoustic performances. We do request that they verify with the market before performing. We don't allow just anyone to show up and play music, making sure that they're adhering to our expectations and rules and maintaining our family environment that we want to have at the Boise Farmers Market. Safety is a big priority for us at the market. It's something that I've really taken on since I've been with the staff. We have an emergency action plan that all staff are trained on. New staff are trained obviously when they start, but existing staff we run through it every year at the start of the season. We are securing an AED this year, and making sure that we always have staff members who are first aid CPR trained. We also actually have a list of vendors who have first aid training and have been willing to operate with us in a communication plan in case of emergency, just so we have people all over the market who are prepared in case anything comes up. In terms of communication, all of our communications are conducted via walkie-talkies. I have one, and then there's one at the information booth with all of our on-site staff. We have a megaphone if we need to do any large announcements in a short amount of time. Cell phones, and then emails if we need to send out mass communications, usually after the fact of something that's happened. And then any time that 911 should be called out is laid out in our emergency action plan. And that's really it. It's mostly the same as last year, other than the slight shift in location, but yes, any questions?
Leanne, can you put the footprint back up? So is all of that area unpaved? Just difficult to tell from the
Yes,
footprint.
3 of the lots are paved. The one in the middle is one that is currently being developed by the property management in the area. They are planning on putting more down, and we're in communications with them on that timeline.
Great, cool. All right, Tanya.
Thanks for the great presentation. I have everything I need from you. I just need to approve your traffic control plan. Additionally, we chatted about specialty and making sure that not only are they reopening the streets, but they're removing their devices every week. So if you can have somewhere on site where they can store them, we do have a great challenge with that traffic control company in collecting their devices in a timely manner. So they can't live on the street for the duration of the market period.
Yes,
Other
absolutely.
than that, we are great.
Thank you for the presentation. Just a couple of quick questions. And how did the composting collection go last year? If you guys like.
For the most part, pretty well. We had a couple weeks where it didn't get picked up, so we just had to call and have them come and get the bins. But for the most part, on our end, our volunteers are getting pretty trained up. And this year, we actually are going to be hiring some staff members who will be present at every market, ensuring that all of the waste is being organized correctly.
Cool. Okay. Well, great. Yeah, I just was curious how that was all going. And if you ever needed, I'm sure you're in touch with Lisa or some of our group members already. So
Yes.
feel free to reach out again if you have any questions or want help with anything, if that process is working. And then that's it. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. First of all, thank you for your sustainability efforts. You guys do a great job. And I do remember last year there were some hiccups more on the Republic side. You guys did the right thing by reaching out and letting me know that there was an issue, and we got that resolved. So please continue to use me as a resource if you run into anything else like that. We were emailing about services for this year. I know your compost service is on seasonal stop, so it's just kind of like in holding until you start again. But the other two, trash and recycle, have you called to get that started or?
I'll have to touch base with Amber, who, sorry, she was supposed to be here but couldn't make it today. So I believe she's in conversation with them. So I'll be sure to follow up with her and make sure we're getting that on the schedule.
Okay, great. Yeah, and again, if you run into any issues with that, let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing needed from us in parking. Thank you.
A great presentation. Thank you. We do have everything we need as far as your notification of event and list of food vendors go. Just a friendly reminder, if any food vendors join the market after the first weekend, just please make sure they apply for the temporary event permit, preferably 30 days prior to their first day. I would say 7 days is maybe a strict deadline. So, but beyond that, great job. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. You guys are always great to work with.
Good morning. We still do need your COI, so if you could just upload that to Acela, that'd be great.
Yes, for
Thanks.
sure.
Good morning. Thanks for a great presentation. You guys still operate outside of the business improvement district, so you don't need to do anything for DBA. Thank you.
Thanks for the presentation. Nothing to add from Parks and Rec at this time.
Thank you for the presentation. Just a quick request on your FAQs for your website. Maybe if you could update that to have the new map of the location and the parking. And I know the surface, there's the dirt, and then the other lots are pretty outdated as well. And I don't know if they all connect. So maybe including kind of a route for people so they know how they're going to get about might
Yeah.
be helpful.
Absolutely. I do know that they did remove the curbing between some of them. But I need to go walk in and see how much development they've gotten done, and I'll get that map updated.
All right, thank you for that presentation. Number one, get your Boise Fire special events permit if you haven't done that already. I really like this setup. I like how you have the cooking tents in one area and the food trucks in one area. Just make sure any cooking tents, they all have a fire extinguisher. If they have any open flame whatsoever, if there's any deep frying going on, they have to have a special type fire extinguisher, and I can talk offline about that with you if you like. The food truck that's next to the building on the footprint, it's a little too close to it on the corner there by the overhang of the building. So if we could get a 20-foot distance between that food truck and the building, that would be wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. And then I have a question about the fencing that you're using. What kind of fencing is it?
Yes, we are collaborating with the person who's leasing the land there. So he is the one that's installing the fencing. I'm not quite sure where he's at on that. I know his goal was to have it done by the start of the market season, but I don't believe that timeline is quite on track. So we need to touch base with him to see.
Okay. Well, like
where
the
that is.
barriers that you have here in the parking lot, I just want to make sure they're easily movable in
Yes.
case we have one of those food trucks catch on fire.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Those ones in the parking lot will be just the standard kind of barricade
Okay.
barrier.
And I do like how many exits and entry points you have around the footprint. The only other thing is to leave a lane all the way through Spa Street at all times.
Yes.
Keep the tents to one side, just like you have there, and we're not going to have any issues.
Perfect.
Thank you.
No, I think we're good on the operation side. You got your AED, which is a nice plus. One thing with your new footprint, what 3 words? I'm sure you guys are aware of that. If you're not, make sure that all your volunteers have that downloaded, post it throughout your event if you can. As people responding in, and with your new event footprint in the new location, people may not be as comfortable of where they are located in a crisis. So if you guys can be aware of that, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Thank you.
No real questions for me. I think just in our talks, any alcohol providers in terms of selling wine or doing tastings or anything like that would be in the roadway. So just making sure they have their permits and making sure their permits are posted. That's really the only concerns we have with that. So really small ask, but if there's any questions about that, please let me know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nothing else from police. Thank you.
We appreciate how hard you've been working, especially on this new footprint, and we have everything we need. We'll just get it all compiled. And if you have any issues or concerns as you guys are going through, just reach out, let us know. We're happy to come back down there with you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Livia. And as that landscape is sort of changing with the improvements that are being made, I think probably by the property owner, we have a really amazing cross disability task force. We've got folks who are low vision, blind, wheelchair users, and I'm guessing if you want to connect with Heather, that a couple of them would be willing to come out and kind of do like a site visit with you. It can be just really helpful. That way you're like hearing information directly from impacted folks on how to make the event as accessible as possible. So would just encourage you to do that, especially with the new footprint that looks like it may have some differences in elevation and surfaces.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. Thank you.
awesome. Thank you so, so much. And if you ever decide to sell the sweatshirt or that style of sweatshirts, let me know. I'm in.
I will. I'll pass it along.
Thanks. All right. And with that, I think the only thing I forgot to do, I hope Kelly is not listening to this meeting, but if she is, Kelly, we're thinking about you. And with that, see you guys in a couple weeks.